Hello and welcome to my video log about technology enhanced instruction. To complete my activity this week, I interviewed 3 teachers at my school here in China, and I asked them the following questions. 1. Do you engage in any online platforms or networks for professional development? 2. How frequently do you incorporate technology into your lessons? 3. Do you teach your students about ethical technology practices, and if so, how do you do that? 4. Do your students set their own goals when using technology? 5. Do you address social media and digital identity in the classroom, and if so, how? 6. In the classroom, do you teach your children how to conduct research using technology, and if so, how? 7. Do your students use technology for design creation and problem solving? 8. Do your students use technology for data collection and/or analysis? 9. In the classroom, do students connect globally with other students using technology? And this is, I think, especially important as an international school. 10. Do you use technology for completing assessments, and if so, how? The responses that I got were interesting, and here is what I learned. Paul is a high school history and middle school STEAM teacher, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. He has limited use of technology for professional development beyond his prior enrollment in Teach Now. He uses digital technology on a near daily basis in his classrooms.
Most of my technology use is for research purposes. So because of that, I teach students how to avoid plagiarism and use ethical practices.
His classes require online research, and he discusses how to use technology ethically and avoid plagiarism with his students. He allows his students to have freedom within predetermined guidelines in class and is always monitoring for inappropriate use of headphones or social media like WeChat. Paul teaches his students about fake news and how to find trustworthy websites and articles. For his culminating project, he uses Noodle tools, which also helps to prevent plagiarism. He also teaches his students to use images as inspiration for design ideas instead of just copying. Paul wants to connect his students with professionals and students in other countries in the future. He connects to his students using WeChat right now and has access to Moodle but does not use it much. His classes are often technology heavy, requiring the use of iPads, computers, and even 3D printers. It was really exciting to speak with a teacher who uses technology so much in the classroom. The next teacher that I interviewed was Jenny. She's the primary science teacher at my school. She rarely uses online platforms for professional development or networking. She says that she uses technology in almost every lesson, including dot cams, projectors, and occasionally iPads. She does not have students set their own goals when using technology, nor does she discuss ethical online practices or digital identity with her students. She also does not use tech for designing or connecting with other students globally. In some of her classes, students conduct research and analyze data using technology, and she also uses it for assessments such as making posters and having her students do online projects. Kate is the first grade teacher at my school, who I also interviewed. She doesn't use the internet for online professional development. In the classroom, she uses the smartboard frequently and explained that when she taught in Canada, she used the smartboard for almost every lesson. When she used to teach middle school, she discussed ethical uses of technology with students, and they even signed a waiver. Her older students also used online sources for finding information when doing projects. She used technology in a lot of her social studies units and taught her students to identify reputable online sources. Now, as a first grade teacher, she doesn't have her students set personal technology goals. She says that students use iPads for about 20 minutes every week. Kate does not address digital identity in social media with her students or have them use technology for data collection. In the future, she wants to use the internet to allow her students to connect more with other students internationally. I decided to analyze one of Kate's first grade lesson plans for this activity. Her lesson plan was great and involved students using the smartboard to demonstrate place value in a math unit. The students identify ones, tens, and hundreds one by one, presenting in front of the group using Smart Notebook. She explained that the students were very engaged when doing this activity and are eager to take their turn. She uses this activity as an introduction to the unit and later moves on to textbook work. Kate says she would like to continue this activity when the students work on addition and subtraction. After reviewing the ISTE standards for teachers and students, I identified several areas where Kate may be able to expand her lesson. To meet the diverse needs of all learners, which is ISTE Standard 2B, and make the lesson more collaborative, which is ISTE Standard 4B, some students could use an iPad to show place value instead of presenting in front of the whole group. This would give the students a chance to work collaboratively in their groups. If possible, the students could be connected wirelessly to the central computer and send their results up to the screen when completed. After practicing these skills, the instructor can create a word problem which the student can which the teacher can have the students use place value to solve, which is ISTE Standard 6C. This would relate their learning to real-world experiences and encourage them to use the design process to problem solve. Kate could also assign the students to work with their family at home and create their own word problems about place value, which is ISTE Standard 7A and 7C, which they could bring to school the next day and use it as an example for all of the students to try. After analyzing a technology-enabled lesson plan and reviewing the ISTE standards for educators and students, here are 5 tips for including technology in the classroom. 1. Be sure to meet the diverse needs of all students. One size may not fit all. This means that you might need to use multiple tools. 2. Encourage collaboration between students. Have students work in groups using technology can be more effective than individual work or presenting one by one. 3. Have students use technology to make designs and problem solve. 4. Relate the learning in class to real-life situations. And 5. Promote self-direction by encouraging students and parents to work on technology-based inspired projects at home. Thank you very much for listening to my video log about technology, and I hope to incorporate a lot of these tips into my classroom every day. Thanks.